Hello friends, and welcome to another episode of The Great Voices. Today, Carlo Bergonzi, the amiable Italian tenor whose idiomatic, beautifully phrased performances won him an adoring army of fans, and who, throughout his career, championed and recorded the often neglected early operas of Giuseppe Verdi. Carlo was born in a small village near Parma on July the 11th, 1924, and attended his first opera when he was only 6 years old. He was soon singing in a church choir. Music proved much more interesting than mathematics to the young Carlo, who left school when he was just 11 years old. His father, who worked at a cheese factory, got Carlo a job as a laborer, and even on the job he was singing, usually at the top of his lungs. It may have amused his co-workers, but his boss was another matter. One day his boss simply told Carlo he could either sing or he could work, but he couldn't do both. Carlo dropped the wheelbarrow he was pushing and walked off the job site. Starting in 1940, he began his vocal studies at the Rigoletto Conservatory in Parma. Both his voice teacher and a popular, well-known local conductor at the conservatory were convinced that he was a baritone. At the outbreak of World War II, Carlo abandoned his studies and joined a resistance movement working against the fascist dictatorship of Benito Mussolini, and eventually found himself interned in a prisoner of war camp. After the war, he returned to the conservatory in Parma to continue his studies, making his stage debut in 1948 as Figaro in Rossini's Barbiere di Siviglia. Other early baritone roles included Sharpless in Madame Butterfly, and even the title role of Verdi's Rigoletto. But Carlo felt that something wasn't right, sensing that he was in fact a tenor. Using only the recordings of Caruso, Pertile, Schipa, and Gigli, he retrained himself. It was a brave and very courageous thing for the young singer to do, who now had a wife and family to support. And never a person to do things easily, he made his second debut as a tenor in the incredibly challenging title role of Giordano's Andrea Chenier in Bari in 1951. Roles such as Riccardo in Verdi's Un Ballo and Maschera and Don Alvaro in La Forza del Destino soon followed, and in 1955 he made his American debut at the Lyric Opera of Chicago. Carlo made his debut at the Metropolitan Opera on Tuesday, November the 16th, 1956, as Radames in Verdi's Aida. His Aida that night was the Italian soprano Antonietta Stella, also making her Met debut. Carlo outlasted his rather temperamental co-star, singing for the next 16 consecutive seasons at the Met. Throughout his time there, he was able to take on roles that may have seemed on paper too heavy for his essentially lyric voice, but making a highly effective impression as Radames, Manrico in Il Trovatore, Andrea Chenier, and Cagno in Pagliacci by Leoncavallo. By approaching even the most heroic passages with a refined lightness of touch, he emphasized the romantic fervor of the characters he was singing. The stylish young tenor soon found himself a favorite in the Met's Italian wing, and in his first seasons at the Met he added roles such as Manrico, Mario Cavaradossi in Tosca, Rodolfo in La Bohème, Pinkerton in Madame Butterfly, Don Alvaro, and Edgardo in Lucia de Lammermoor to his repertoire of romantic leads. On Thursday, February the 5th, 1959, he sang the role of MacDuff in the Met's first ever performance of Verdi's MacBeth, opposite the regicidal husband and wife team of Leonard Warren and Leonie Rieseneck. Critics praised his beautifully sung, heart-rending performance of the haunting aria Alla Paterna Mano. Later that year, he was given the honor of an opening night, singing Manrico in a new production of Il Trovatore with an all-star cast, including Stella, Leonard Warren, and making her Met debut, the Italian mezzo Giulietto Simeonata. Here he is with Stella and Met stalwart Charles Anthony as Ruiz in the broadcast from 1960, singing Ah si ben mio coessere, and then the thrilling Di Qualapira.
Avrò più l'alma in nella pagina dei miei destini è scritto io resti fra le vittime dalle terra stil trafitto io resti fra le vittime dal ferro stil trafitto fra quelli estremi aneliti a te il pensier verrà e solo il ciel precederti l'amore fra quelli estremi aneliti l'amore che a me parrà e solo il ciel precederti l'amore che a me la morte a me
Throughout his career, Carlo became known as a specialist in Verdi's operas, bringing impassioned vocalism to roles such as one of his greatest, Riccardo in Un Ballo and Maschera, a role that he first sang at the Met in a new production in 1962. In his review of Musical America, Robin Sabin led the praise for Carlo's performance, writing, "Nothing is more fascinating than the music of Riccardo, and how beautifully Mr. Bergonzi sang it. Here is an artist of fine taste, discernment, and thrilling delivery. He sensed Verdi's masterly contrast of the contradictory facets of Riccardo's character and mirrored them in his singing and acting." And here is Carlo singing Riccardo's aria Ma se ma forza perderdi from the Met broadcast of 1966.
Renato rivedrà l'Inghilterra e la sua sposa la servirà senza un addio l'immenso oceano ne separi e taccia il cuore. Non lo vegg'io alla segnata il sacrificio mio. Sempre la luce mia, a te vorrei mio palpito, sotto quale cielo tu sia, chiusa la tua gloria, nell'intimo del cuore, chiusa nell'intimo del cuore. Ed ora qual reo presagio lo spirito m'assora, che il vivo del nostro amore, l'ultima ora d'amor.
Carlo also sang the title role of Verdi's noble bandit Ernani in 1962, one of the many Verdi roles that he recorded for RCA during his career. He became a passionate advocate for Verdi's early operas, which he felt were being unjustly neglected. And he found a kindred spirit in the conductor Lamberto Gardelli, and the two became part of a project launched by Philip Records to release a series of recordings of Verdi's lesser-known works. Carlo appeared in the recordings of Attila as Foresto and also as Carlo in his I Masnadieri. On March 27, 1964, he sang the tenor solos in a performance of the Verdi Requiem given at the Met after the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. Also in 1964, he finally added the Duke and Rigoletto to his long list of Verdi roles at the Met. In 1966, he sang another of his signature roles for the first time there, the absolutely adorable country bumpkin Nemorino in Donizetti's L'Elisir d'Amore. Along with Riccardo, Nemorino is the role that I most associate with Carlo. He is lovable, lyric, and his calming timing is delightful. Two assignments in new productions in 1970 included singing Paulione opposite Dame Joan Sutherland and Marilyn Horne, and the title role in Ernani. In the 1970s, as they continued, Carlo's performances at the Met declined, and he might be absent for a season or two, with his returns always being greeted with rapturous applause. He was back one final time in 1988 for performances of Luisa Miller as Rodolfo and Edgardo and Lucia. His final performance at the Met being as Edgardo on Saturday, November the 12th, 1988. Though he did return miraculously for one final time for the gala to pay tribute to James Levine in 1996. After leaving the operatic stage, he traveled the world giving recitals of arias and popular Italian songs. His final encore invariably was Non ti scordar di me, or Do Not Forget Me by Ernesto de Curtis, as if his adoring fans could ever forget such an accomplished artist. Settling down in Busetto with his wife Adele, he opened a hotel and restaurant, appropriately called I Due Foscari. So why do I feel that Carlo deserves his place among operatic royalty? Quite simply, few other Italian tenors have commanded his phrasing, breath control, and above all, his sense of how to mold a truly Italianate vocal line. When Carlo sang, I'm sure that Verdi would have looked down and smiled. In his obituary tribute in the New York Times, Peter Davis wrote, "He is a natural singer and that everything he does seems right and inevitable. The artful phrasing, the coloristic variety, the perfectly positioned accents, the theatrical sense of well-proportioned climaxes, the honest, emotional fervor. Best of all, Mr. Bergonzi obviously uses these effects artistically because he feels them rather than intellectualizes them. A rare instinctual gift, possibly the most precious one that any musician can possess." Finally, here is Carlo singing Alla Paterna Mano from Verdi's Macbeth.
Da quel tiranno tutti uccisi voi fosta, insieme con voi la madre sventurata.
Effortlessly stylish, refreshingly idiomatic, and a singer you couldn't help but love. Carlo Bergonzi, one of the great voices. And now this is Verdi Guy 65 signing off from Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, Canada, wishing you all a wonderful musical day.